Welcome to HueFin News. Today is November the 14th, 2017, and this is our daily cryptocurrency market analysis, whereby we give you price directions according to the price bars and the volume. And you guys can see overall in the cryptocurrency marketplace that the market cap has increased again. This is the second day that it has increased. It was 205 billion yesterday and now stands at 209 billion dollars. So that is still good to see that the cryptocurrency market space is maintaining itself. Bitcoin is still has a market cap at 110 billion. They are currently up almost around 1.04%. Ethereum finally had that breakout day today to the upside of 6.33. We expected that in our video yesterday, and we finally have seen Ethereum break that $320 area. Bitcoin Cash is down 4.44%. Ripple is also up, had a positive day today of 3.10. Litecoin is also up 2.05. Dash is down 1.21%. Neo up 4.5%, which is excellent. And then you guys can see that Monero is down 1.32. We expected that as well. And number 10, Ethereum Classic is also up 10.22%. So overall, a lot of these major cryptocurrencies are trending higher, which is a pretty good sign considering the sell-off that Bitcoin has given the market over the last couple of trading days. And even Bitcoin is also maintaining the price around $6,500, given the fact that they are not going to go through with Segwit 2X right now. But it's just always something that you guys need to consider and remember that it can come back on the table later on down the road. So now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our price predictions for these cryptocurrencies / altcoins. So currently Bitcoin is up 2.24%. Last trade was at $6,680. So we're expecting Bitcoin to move up and towards $6,800. The market only came to 6,689. One of the things we do notice is the fact that the volume is light. Stockpile came in on the market, but we still are anticipating Bitcoin to go to $6,800, and eventually it might come and try to touch 7,000. It might occur tomorrow, but overall we're looking for Bitcoin to at least come to $6,800, and it might do what occurred on the 11th of November, where it came and touched and it dropped all the way down. So that's a possibility, but the range that we are looking for Bitcoin to be trading is around, first area will be $6,400 if Bitcoin moves lower. And if it moves lower than that, then $6,200 will be the location, and the high point for Bitcoin would be $6,800 or $7,000. But given the fact that we had the stockpile represent itself on the 13th of November, market shot down today but was able to close higher, then it tells us that Bitcoin is at least going to try to come back up to 6,800 or even higher. So next we're going to go to Ethereum. So Ethereum is up 6.76%. Last trade was at $335.24. So we finally had that push to go bar, which is a precursor to strength, and the market volume is still there, letting us know that the consensus for higher prices is still there for Ethereum. So now what we are expecting is for them to continue to move higher, and it might come all the way at least back up to $340 or even move higher, right? But just like what we have here in the background, the market shot higher, but it didn't stay there, and that is something that we possibly can expect for Ethereum as well. And ultimately it might try to come up here to $350 like it did on the 13th of October. That seems like that is the area of resistance for Ethereum, and it's going to try to hit that again. So that is our analysis for Ethereum to at least go back up to $350, if not higher, given the fact that we do have this push to go bar. Now, acknowledge the fact that we do have stockpile in the market on today's bar. If that's going to be the case, then we are expecting Ethereum to at least come all the way back down to $320. Now it might hold, or it's going to try to hold around $330, but ultimately if there's more selling in today's volume, then it will come back to 320. So expect that in your trading or your own individual particular strategies. That is something that can definitely occur for Ethereum. Okay, so now let's go to Bitcoin Cash. So Bitcoin Cash is down 8.16%. Last trade was at $1,228.30. And we forecasted Bitcoin Cash to move lower. We received that to and around $1,200, and it moved right down to $1,176. So not that bad. Market did try to shoot higher during the trading day today, but it wasn't enough to maintain higher prices. And we have very light volume, which is the indication that Bitcoin Cash is still giving us weakness, especially for the fact that the market came and shot higher on the 13th of November. But then the result of that tells us that the market is giving us more precursors of weakness. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and look at a smaller time frame to see where Bitcoin Cash can possibly come and touch. So obviously the first spot for Bitcoin Cash to move lower would be $1,200, but ultimately, since we have the market trending lower, it might come all the way back down to $1,000, because currently there's no interest in higher prices that we see on these particular bars. So the market right now in the short term is forecasted to move lower, and it might come and touch $1,200. That's going to be the case. We might see precursors of strength around this area, and then Bitcoin Cash will move higher. But if we get more precursors of weakness, it would definitely break through $1,200 and come to $1,000, or even around the open and close from the 11th of November, which was around $1,111. So expect that too. So now let's go to Ripple. So Ripple is up 2.11%. Last trade was at 20 cents, 20.5 cents. So we forecasted Ripple to move higher, and it did that today. Market shot all the way up past 21 cents, but we do have stockpile in the market on lighter volume, which tells us that Ripple is not necessarily in that bullish mode. It's not giving us that particular language on the charts right now, or there's not a lot of sellers in the market right now, and the market will shoot higher. But given the fact that we have this very strong push to go up bar on top of the market closing higher today, we are still expecting Ripple to at least come up into around 21.5 cents or even 22 cents. Now the only thing that is putting a damper on the moving higher is the fact that the volume is lighter. The volume is decreasing as Ripple is moving higher, and that could be one of the reasons to make Ripple move lower. And if it does, then expect it to come to around 19, almost 19.5 cents for Ripple to move lower. And the market may actually move lower to around 19.5 cents and then bounce from there and move higher. That is very possible as well. But overall, we're still looking for them to trade in between that range. So now we're going to Litecoin. So Litecoin is up 1.64%. Last trade was at $62.14. So we forecasted Litecoin to move higher. We wanted them to go to $64, but in fact it came all the way up to $63.32. And it seems as if Litecoin is going to be giving us some sideways trading action, especially in the short term. So we're looking for them to at least come to $60, maybe all the way back up to 64 or even 66 if the market is giving us more precursors of strength. But right now it's not giving us that. And plus the volume is getting lighter as it's moving higher. So that's what we're expecting for Litecoin, for them to at least trade sideways. And that first location is $60 for Litecoin to trade, $60 in between 64. But if we get more precursors of weakness, then expect it to come to 58. But definitely we're getting more precursors of weakness as Litecoin came and passed $62. We would need to see it push the go up bar to allow Litecoin to come to $64 or even higher. If we don't receive that on tomorrow, then that will not occur. So now let's go to Dash. So Dash is down 0.87%. Last trade was at $424.35. So again, the market traded sideways for Dash. It traded all the way down to $400, just as our analysis stated on our video yesterday, and came all the way up to $440. So today, this daily bar is giving us like a wash. So we're going to have to break it down into a smaller time frame to see what's going to occur. So we do have Dash maintaining price at $400, but as the market continues to move up and around 440, we have more stockpile coming in at this particular price. One of the things I do like is the fact that the market is still slowly trending higher, but we don't have the volume to back these particular move as it's moving higher. So Dash may actually try to come back up to $440. I'm gonna look at a different time so I could get a different picture. So we're still getting a lot of stockpile in for Dash as it moves higher towards 440, and as we all know, we can't get too much stockpile at this area without prices moving lower. So Dash may actually come back up to $440, but ultimately it might come down to $400. And if Dash breaks that $400, then you have to expect it to move lower, because I told you on a video yesterday that $400 was acting as support. So if Dash breaks $400, it's going to be like a major sell-off for that to occur, but it might come all the way down to and around $380 to even $375. So that is something that is very possible that can occur. But in the short term, it kind of resembles Dash may move a little higher just one more time. So now let's go to Neo. So Neo is up 4.30%. Last trade was at $29.49. So Neo is just trading back into the trading range that has been over the last couple of weeks, which is a pretty good thing for the fact that the market came all the way down to 26 and it came all the way up to $30 from our analysis on yesterday. But now we are now back at another key area of around $30 for Neo. The market, every time it came to and around $30, the market had a hard time breaking through $30, and it looked like it's going through that same thing right now. But we would need to see a push to go up bar in order for Neo to break through $30. If we do not get that, then it will not be moving higher. But overall, the market for Neo is still giving us precursors of strength. You guys can see that the volume is also backing Neo moving higher because it's increasing as it's going higher as well. So Neo may actually move higher on tomorrow, but it might just do like what occurred on the 31st and the 24th of October, where it shot higher but then it closed lower. So Neo may actually shoot higher, and if it does, it may come all the way back up to and around $31.50 up to $32. Okay, but that's only if we get higher volume that occurred today. If we don't get that volume, then expect Neo to come back down to $28 in or around $28. But overall, since we're not necessarily seeing any precursors of weakness, then we will expect NEO to maybe just move higher. Now, not close, but just move higher in the short term. But since we do have stockpile on this bar, then it's possible that it could come to 28. So now we're going to go to Ethereum Classic. So Ethereum Classic is up 9.01%. Last trade was at $17.42. So Ethereum Classic still move higher. The volume is also increasing as it's going higher, but obviously we are seeing stockpile on this bar, which is a precursor of weakness, and the market may continue to trade sideways in the short term for Ethereum Classic. I do like the fact that it's now above $17. So $17 may actually act as support for Ethereum Classic, and if it breaks that $17 area, you can expect them to move lower, and that will be around $16 due to the fact we do have stockpile on this price chart, on this price bar. You can expect that that's a possibility, especially when you have the bar closed well off of the highs. So $16 will be that area for Ethereum Classic to come and touch as support, just to acknowledge the stockpile on today's price bar. But overall, the market may try to shoot a little higher, and it would be maybe towards $18 again for Ethereum Classic. That is possible, because that's acting as resistance as well, and that's why we have the stockpile and the market closed lower, because it's going to take a lot more momentum in order to break through $18 for Ethereum Classic. We do not get a push to go a bar past $18, then Ethereum Classic will not move higher. Okay, so overall, we're still looking for Ethereum Classic to possibly move lower, and like I said, that area will be around $17 initially, but overall it may come all the way back down to 16. Okay, that's if the market is truly in that's only if the market is in a true downtrend on tomorrow. But overall, the market may continue to move higher because the volume over the last 2 trading days is increasing, and the market, if it does move higher, can be expected to at least come up into $19 again. So last one is going to be Monero. So Monero is down 0.25%. Last trade was at $121.49. So we have a lot of stockpile for Monero over the last 2 trading days, and then today the market moved lower to where we said it would go, but the buyers came in the market, but the volume is not there. You guys can see that it's extremely light for Monero compared to the last 6 or 7 trading days. The market volume has just completely dropped, which tells us that either the market is depleted of all the sellers at this price and it will shoot higher, or they're just not interested in higher prices for Monero. Given the fact that Monero did come and touch $116 and was able to close higher towards the high of the bar, and the volume was light, tells us that the majority of the market participants have concluded they're selling, and it's possible for them to continue to move higher. And if it does move higher, $128 is that location that we're looking for Monero to come and trade. That's one of the positive things I like to see, is the market, as we do get stockpile on the chart, is not moving lower. So our analysis for them is for them to continue to move higher, but in the case that the market participants wasn't interested in higher prices, then expect them to come all the way back down to $112 or even $108. Okay, so that's our analysis. So that's all we got for today. Want to tell you guys that we do have some plans going on for this particular channel in regards to other altcoins that you guys may want me to try to analyze for you. That will probably be sometime in 2018. You know, just something that we got working in the works. So you guys just have to hold on. But one of the best things about learning this language is the fact that you don't necessarily have to rush into learning this language, because these markets will always be around and opportunities to make money is always there. So that's one of the greatest things that this language has to offer you, is that you can take it wherever you need to go, wherever the volatility is or where the market is giving you the best trade. You can recognize it through this language. And if the cryptocurrency market is not giving it to you, then take this language to the stock market. If the stock market is not giving it to you, then you can take it to the commodities market, to where traders are actually trading. And that's why it's imperative for you to understand this language before you try to understand or grasp any other charting techniques or indicators, because add this language to those indicators will ultimately increase your trading profitability. But that's all we have for today. Before I go, I got to give you the disclaimer, because I don't think I told you in the beginning. We are not investment advisors, and we are not and we're not giving you investment advice, but rather we are showing you that you can learn the language of the markets and predict where the prices are going to go. No one I have seen on YouTube has or is giving their analysis of where they think a particular security is going to go. They usually only give you something that has already happened in the past. What we do here at HueFin News, we forecast the future. Okay, that's all we got. Guys, stay profitable, and I'll talk to you guys later.